KwaZulu-Natal police are cooperating with their Johannesburg police counterparts to hunt down those behind the apprehension of the killing of 11 taxi operators from the Johannesburg area in the KZN Midlands. SABC News reporter Mlungisi Khumalo has the latest on that. A very good afternoon to you. Over 200 bullets were fired in this. Can you please give us an update?
Well, what I can tell you is, Chantal, we've just gotten more information from the police. In fact, they said that the victims that have died, the 11 victims rather that have just died, were making their way to Johannesburg. In fact, these victims are part of the Ivory Park Taxi Association, which is in Gauteng. Now, what I can tell you right now is that yesterday these victims were making their way into the funeral of their taxi owner, who was apparently said to have been gunned down in Johannesburg. And now after the funeral, they made their way home. At around midnight yesterday, they were ambushed by unknown gunmen execution style. Now earlier on, we had an opportunity to interact and engage with committee members who just gave us a brief overview as to what really transpired. In fact, some of them had said they have never seen such a brutal attack on a taxi before. Some of them said it was like being in a war zone. We spoke to an elderly couple in the area who said that as soon as they heard this gunfire for around 20 minutes, they fled out in the area and never came back until this morning. And another neighbor that we also spoke to earlier on in the same place of Colenso, he said that they've never seen such a brutal attack. In fact, they literally watched through their windows as these unknown assailants gunned down these people execution style. We then asked them how many of these people were there. Of course, they had no idea because they said that they were hiding in the bushes. We then asked what sort of ammunition or guns were used. One of the people said it was R5. In fact, we also confirmed with the police that they use R5 rifles in order to attack these passengers. And what we can tell you as well is that in the same taxi as well, there were survivors. Some are said to have been very critically injured. We do not know whether this was one of the drivers or some of the passengers. What we can also tell you is that the funeral that which they were attending, it was a funeral of a taxi boss as well. We also had an interaction with the MEC in the province of Transport and Safety, Mr. Mqolisi Kaunda, and of course we posed a few questions to him. I mean, in the past he's always said that government was doing its utter best in order to curb the ongoing taxi violence in the province. We then asked him, is government doing enough? Is government looking at itself in the mirror in order to curb the ongoing taxi violence, both in the province as well as throughout the whole entire country? What Mqolisi Kaunda said is that they've already set up an interministerial task team which will look into the killings. In fact, we also heard from Ketla Sitole, the commissioner for the SAPS. He also said that police were on their way with investigations and will try very hard in order to get what was the main cause of this. Now, if you can just see behind me, Chantal, I don't know if you can properly, that is the actual taxi. It is riddled with bullets. Over 255 live ammunition was used in order to kill the victims that were inside. And I made my way around the taxi just trying to inspect as to how badly the damage was, and what I saw was very shocking. Even right now as I'm talking to you, you can actually see the blood dripping when you look closer inside. Another interesting thing is that some of the passengers that were inside apparently are alleged to have been drinking, because if you can look closer into the car, you can see empty bottles of liquor and alcohol. Over back to in studio, Chantal.
Thank you very much for that, Mlungisi Khumalo, giving us an update around that horrible shooting that transpired in the middle of the night, confirming over 200 bullets were actually fired. They're also saying that it has been described as execution style, also getting confirmation from police on the ground saying that R5 rifles were used. Also, community members in the surrounding areas describing it as an absolute war zone. Mlungisi Khumalo for SABC News.